subscribe to the Books on Toast channel, or you will lose your favorite pair of headphones and never find them again. Hi guys, I'm Sharin. Hello, we are shooting video. What are you doing? What are you doing?
I'm listening to an audiobook, Sharin.
Oh wow,
Must you disturb me when Neil Gaiman's voice is slowly seducing me with tales from Norse mythology?
I don't blame her, guys, because that's exactly what we've been doing for the last few months, if you have noticed.
Despite this very badly acted beginning, in real life, what I have been doing for the past few weeks is listening to Norse mythology.
Oh, I
and
see.
And it is written by Neil Gaiman,
Oh,
but
I
more
see.
importantly, it's also narrated by Neil Gaiman.
Oh, I see. Oh, is that the episode then?
Yes! We're so bad at this. So today we are going to talk about books that are narrated, audiobooks that are narrated by the authors themselves.
Yes.
And how that changes the narrative experience and
Changes everything.
all the wonderful audiobooks on Storytel that have been narrated by authors that we love, we will recommend to you. So you can also have fun. Why
Yes.
should girls like us have all the fun? Okay, Sharon, why don't you start?
So the first book that I would like to recommend is this amazing pearl of a book. It's called The Secret History by Donna Tartt. It is written and narrated by Donna Tartt. It's her first book, her most compelling book. I don't know how many awards she's won for this book. Of course, her better book is The Goldfinch, but Secret History is amazing.
No, this is the better book, but we can
Goldfinch
debate
is
this
also
forever.
funny, yeah.
We can debate
Anyway,
it
so
forever.
there's a murder in this, and there are Greek classic students in it. I can't really tell you what the story is about because it's a mystery, but it is really fun. And because Donna Tartt has narrated it, and because there is crime also in it, she tells you where you must pause. And that is like a whole new way of reading it. Because when I was reading it, I'm reading it in my voice, in my head, okay, which is very messed up. And then when Donna Tartt is reading you her book in her voice, she's telling you, she's giving you clues. She's also solving the murder for you, and you're like, what am I doing? This is amazing. It's great. Ugh.
Okay. I also love this book. So I'm glad you brought it up. I feel like we spoke about it lately. I don't know where. But
Somewhere, must have.
somewhere, yeah. But it's an excellent book.
Yeah.
And from one excellent book to another, which is Norse Mythology by Neil Gaiman. And before that, a history into my life and my experience with listening to stories. It began when I was a young babe, a wee babe of a small number of years, like one digit. And my father bought Akbar and Birbal's stories, the audio cassette, okay, not even CD. I'm that old. And I listened to those. And then we had a compendium of books called Chan Chan Goshti. And the song was Chan Chan Goshti, Chan Chan Goshti. Not even making this up, okay? And each story, and it was narrated by all these Maharashtrian celebrities, you know, like Bhakti Barve and Ashok Saraf, that nobody else knows about, but it's all right. It was my childhood. And that's when I actually heard for the first time the Pied Piper in Marathi.
Oh.
Yeah. So all
What
these
was
stories.
the song he'd play?
Oh, I don't remember. That I don't remember. But like I remember Ashok Saraf's dialogue in my head. Like he's like, "500 deto, te ghe ani chalta hois." Then when they're like, "We'll only give you 500 rupees. You don't get 5,000 rupees for taking the mice away."
Okay.
So when I was listening to Norse mythology, I had full flashback because it was story after story, right, out of the Norse mythology. And what Gaiman does is, so he says this in his introduction only. My God, the only way to get me to actually read the introduction of any book is to make me to listen to it. Yeah, because I just skip introductions. But here he tells us why he wrote the book and how he's been using them as inspiration for a lot of his other work, and so he decided to go through all the existing research and literature on it and come up with his own. He stayed as true to the tales as possible, and then created this version.
It must be fun to listen to Norse mythology by him.
Yeah. It's superb. Because he does the Loki voice, he does the Odin voice,
Oh, he does
Yeah,
that.
yeah, he does
does
all
it in
that. Like he
voices.
infuses personality into each character, and it's really fun.
Wow, that'd be
And
so
just
cool,
one of the
guys.
most enriching experiences in terms of mythological or
Right.
mythical tales.
Got it.
And because it's Gaiman, of course, one thing I noticed, because it's Gaiman, of course, it's that rich, booming baritone which gives you goosebumps. But I realized while I was listening to these books that there are several words in Norse mythology that when I read them, I didn't know how to pronounce them, like to,
To.
yeah, and Frey and Freya and shit, Niflheim.
Oh,
Yeah,
Niflheim.
Niflheim. And the Aesir and the Vanir, which is the
Oh, I
different
see,
kind
the
of gods. And
Vanir.
all these different words, which I would have never learned how to say, I learned because I was listening.
Yeah.
So I thought that was a really cool thing, you know,
yeah.
cool advantage of audiobooks over.
Oh, for sure.
And another trick I picked up was that you should listen to things 1.25x.
Okay.
That way the
Okay.
pace stays
Yeah.
consistent. But it's awesome. Norse mythology is awesome because it's like multiple different stories. So you know, even if like you miss a chapter, you finish a chapter and then you come back to it like a couple of weeks later, you're starting anew. So
Yeah.
fun.
That's kind of fun.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
So moving from fantasy to, biography. Whenever I have to immerse myself in a non-fiction, I have to prepare. I have to do like a mental detox. And my stories are out of the way. My mind is not going to be daydreaming. I'm not going to be sitting in a corner and dreaming of like some another world and all of that. I have to be in the moment because biographies are like recorded events and history and timelines of people's lives, right? And they're not like, oh my God, compelling and interesting. They are, but they are to teach you life lessons. And basically, if you're really interested in a human being, they tell you what their life journey has been like. So Elon Musk was one biography that I really liked. But Becoming My Michelle Obama is gold, guys, because we know her, we have seen her give speeches, and her iconic speech during Obama's first election when she came and addressed the crowds was phenomenal. So Becoming is actually 24 chapters and it's divided into 3 sections: Becoming Me, Becoming Us, and Becoming More. Becoming Me is a backstory of how she went to law school, how she grew up on the wrong side of Chicago, and
The
basically
side where Batman goes to save people. Sorry, go on.
yes, maybe possible. Metropolis. So she talks about how she fell in love with law and how she was just born patriotic. Like I think she was really like a believer of the American culture and the American way, and she really like stood for a lot of rights for inclusion of different minority communities within the larger American ethos. And that's what drove her to go and study law. And then she speaks a lot about that. And then of course, when she met Barack and how they got together, and then they started
उसके
his
घर पे
political...
बारात लेके आया.
And of course, how they made the transition from being middle class American people to now potential entrepreneurs, because political careers are
Correct.
about entrepreneurship, right?
It's about selling yourself.
Yeah, and having the impossible dream of becoming the black American president is just insane, right? So she talks about all that, their struggles, their inner demons, how they fought those. And then, of course, Becoming More when, of course, I mean, now that they're in the White House, what it was like for the first family to, be there for 8 years. So it's a really inspiring tale. I think after Oprah Winfrey, Michelle Obama is the next person that you should look at for inspiration, because she really makes you believe that you can be whoever you choose to be, without, but even with self-doubt. And she was a person filled with incredible self-doubt. Like whatever I know or I've seen of Michelle Obama, she comes across as a very
together,
confident, very well put together, just knows what she wants out of life. But she was like any one of us, right? Like just riddled with complexities and with her own insecurities, and how she fought them every step of the way and continues to do so even now. She really bears herself raw, man. And then to hear her tell it.
Yeah, it's something else only it is, yeah.
Matlab, this is a book, it's fun to read, I'm sure, but it's something else to listen to it, man. Because Michelle's voice, again, like, it booms through your ears. And when you hear audiobooks, right, you hear them typically on headphones, that's the only voice in your head.
It's like she's perched on your shoulder in her J. Crew suits. It's just like... what I loved was how how humble her beginnings were.
Yeah, man.
Oh my God, when
From
you listen to,
nothing.
she came from nothing. And it is the true rags to, but not riches, like rags to like dreams coming true story.
Yeah,
Like, you know.
yeah. Oh
Just,
my
man,
God.
that woman is crazy
She's,
inspirational.
oh my
All of
God.
us have so much to learn from Michelle Obama.
Oh my God.
And there's a reason why became the bestseller. Yeah. Like apparently it was the fastest selling, most pre-ordered book or something like that.
Yeah.
And really listening to it is just kicking the whole experience like
A
10
notch up.
notches.
Yeah. It's amazing. Like really. Like if there is one audiobook you must
Saw
listen
it,
to,
yeah.
please just listen to
I
it.
saw
It's
her
just-
world like it
Yeah.
was alive in front of my eyes.
Correct.
It was alive. This is the best audiobook experience, one of the
Yeah.
best that I've had, and
True.
I also recommend it very highly. Yeah, both of us went crazy listening to
We
Becoming.
were like, what? Like really?
Very
It's
cool.
great. And for us as entrepreneurs, this is great.
Yeah.
guys. Our dreams can come true, Anuya.
One day we will also be self-sustaining. My dreams are very small. I just don't want loss.
Yeah.
खाना आना होता है तो अच्छा होता है जिंदगी.
If I ever write a
Speaking of
biography,
khana.
I will call it winning. Because I'm winning. Okay. Speaking of food,
khana, my next book,
Is
despite
khane-
this terrible transition,
is Khane Khas.
no, is Hunger by Roxanne Gay. And that was a book I picked up when we did our female sexuality
You
podcast.
mentioned it then.
Yeah, I don't think we got around to talking about it then. But since then, I've discovered that there is an audiobook version of this book narrated by Roxanne Gay herself. Now, this story has to be treated with some amount of, shall I say,
Sensitivity.
yeah, which I lack usually, but I will do my best. Because Roxanne Gay has written a brutally honest book about her struggles, her life with her body. And listening to it now, 3 weeks before my wedding, actually made the experience even more richer, because I have also been sort of yo-yoing with diet plans and what I'm eating and what I'm putting inside my body and how much weight I should lose and the kind of pressure that is on me because it's my wedding and everybody's like, you should lose some weight, and all of that has condensed into this, like me waking up at 4 a.m. thinking, oh my God, I shouldn't have eaten that yesterday. So when I read this book, now this woman has struggled with obesity her whole life, and she opens the book with her experience in a program designed to provide its patrons gastric bypass surgery.
Oh, okay.
And
Yeah.
the orientation to gastric bypass surgery, and her watching what it was like to be in a room full of people, some of whom looked like her, some of whom didn't, but were pressured there into like their family or their husbands, and what it felt like. Now what she does is she opens only with it's not a story of weight loss, it's not a story of my inspiring how I lost 100 pounds in 3 years. It's just a very honest journey of a woman and her relationship with her body and how it has changed over the years. And the one thing, now when Roxanne Gay narrates it, this becomes even more poignant, because she talks about being raped at the age of 12 or 13, gang raped by a bunch of men in her school, and consistently being badly treated by men, and how that led to her equation with her body. Also media, weight loss shows, how they portray
standards.
beauty standards. So it's her in a person, and the outer casing that she was put in, and its interactions with the world that it was born in, right? So it's a very intense book, and I think it's great for everyone to read it, because we all consistently struggle with our bodies, right? And sometimes I'm like, if I looked at my body the way my fiance, soon to be hubby, just wanted to say hubby, looks at
You
it,
might as well do
right,
that.
with the amount of positivity that he brings, or the way I look at him, the way and there's one line in the book that I really love. It's the way what I know and what I feel are two completely different things. And if we treated ourselves with the way which we treat people we love, if we were that forgiving and we were that accepting, then our lives would be very different. And I think what Roxanne Gay tries to do is she tries to distill that experience into words.
Wow.
And it's like, I feel like it's a must read, and it's not an easy read. Obviously, there is, this self-doubt and self-deprecation and rape and coming to terms with who you are and what it means to look a certain way in this world where everything is designed, it's all pointing towards this one ideal body type. So it's a very important book. We should all read it, men and women. And don't cry, Sharin. After this, I'm going to recommend a really frivolous book, so we'll all have fun. But yeah, that's the
Shit,
memoir.
this is like such a, I mean, also to the way you're talking about the book, to be also that honest
Yeah.
with yourself.
Yeah,
I think
she's
I'm not ready to read this book. Like, I'm really not ready. I feel like I'm really filled with too much self-doubt
No,
to like
but the thing
even
is,
try. But
her
oh my
perspective will actually make you feel better about yourself, because you're like, here is this woman, and she's obviously much smarter than I am, and she is laying bare every facet of her personality, so that we can all read and relate and understand that we are not alone and we are all different, and how much the world, the social construct is fucking us over. Like, we are being fucked over by this world that we have only created.
Correct.
And now we need to unlearn everything that we know, and that is most important. And as a woman in my 30s, I feel like the time is right for me to unlearn. Because all this while I was fed something and I took it to be gospel, and now I know that it's not. So, I mean, even if you're
But
16, you can read
yeah.
this. Start early, man.
And that's true. The thing is, like, I mean, we are our biggest enemies.
Yeah.
And we are harshest critics of our own self. So I think the way she's describing the book, if I were to read it, I would like really come to terms with who I am.
Yeah.
Thanks for this therapy session.
You're welcome. 2,500 rupees, please. Google Pay account niche.
I'm poor. I have no money.
Fine, for you, free.
Thank you. Okay, so moving from this, I will recommend one repair book.
Yes, please. Please, we need a repair book.
Repair book is called What I Know for Sure by Oprah Winfrey.
Of course.
Now, I have spoken about this book previously as well, and it is a book that is a constant companion at my nightstand. Every time I'm filled with extreme amount of self-doubt, which is quite often, I pick it up and I read one chapter or one line, and that's enough. Oprah Winfrey's story is inspiring in itself. Like, she condenses, so this is like, she's written many biographies actually. All her self-help books are mini biographies because she lays her struggles there.
Very similar to, similar. She also was abused.
Yes. So what I know for sure is basically the ultimate life lessons from Oprah Winfrey. That is the easiest way to describe this book.
What more can anybody need?
And narrated by her herself she's the elder sister you wish you had. Because sometimes you are put in corners in your life where you try to hide from the rest of the world, and she's the one who will come and hold your hand and bring you out of the darkness. So, I can't talk enough about this book. What it really does is that it helps you with coping mechanisms on an everyday basis. Whenever you find yourself in situations where you're not comfortable getting into them, but you get into them anyway. So these are just guides to help you go back to who you are supposed to be and who you are meant to be. That is essentially it. And she talks about her childhood a lot, and these are her life lessons that she has come to terms with over a period of time. So multiple chapters, multiple lessons, read any, it doesn't matter which, you don't have to read in a series. Just like when you're listening to it, keep scrubbing it forward and backward. Whatever she's saying is just pearls of wisdom. It helps, guys. Like, this is a very emotional episode. What is happening?
It's okay, before this we did something fun.
Okay.
So, okay, we have 3 non-fiction books so far. I'm so proud of us.
I know.
And organically, we didn't try also for this to happen. It just happened. But I feel like that's because non-fiction is more easier to consume as audiobook.
Yeah.
I feel like it makes it more interesting. And especially these books that we've spoken about, right?
Yeah.
When the story, and it is a story even though it's non-fiction, is being told by the person who's lived it.
Yeah.
That is...
It's like a TED Talk.
Yeah, it's like, it's like having a friend in your house. But saying well-crafted sentences. Basically, it's like being in a Shonda Rhimes show.
Oh, yeah!
Anyway, the
I
last
think
book...
she also has like a
memoir?
Memoir. I think it's on Storytel, narrated by her. That also must be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Must get to it soon.
The last book that I will talk about is very similar to my first book, but it's also very different. But we can't do an audiobooks, same, but different. But we can't do an audiobooks episode without talking about
Let me
Stephen
guess,
Fry.
Stephen Fry. I know it.
Yeah, who is the bap of
I
like
think
narration.
he's the first, I think, narrator and author on the app that we discovered.
Yes, that's
when
true.
we started doing
and then
this
we went
the first time
crazy
around.
because we were just like, holy shit, Stephen Fry.
What a guy.
And
What
he's
a guy.
narrated, of course, he's narrated the Harry Potter series and he's narrated Douglas
Adams, Hitchhiker's
So
Guide, like,
he's got the best books on the app.
Yeah, man.
But he also has a book called Mythos. Now, Neil Gaiman doing Norse mythology is like sitting with your grandfather under a tree and, you know, just being part of like this breathless like storytelling session. Whereas Stephen Fry doing Mythos, which is Greek mythology, and it's similar. It's like every chapter is a story, is like your naughty best friend sitting and telling you stories with lots and lots of jokes. So I'm actually laughing out loud while listening to Mythos. Yeah. Because he just takes, as the British would say, he takes the Mickey out of Greek mythology. And like he really makes fun of the whole situation, but he tells the story in an awesome way. So if you want to learn about Norse and Greek, and these are all like short form stories. So again, you can pick up and join whenever you feel like it and just have them on your bookshelf. Then I would recommend both these books, and the narration just so much fun. So much fun.
Yeah.
Again, like words that you learn how to pronounce them, you know.
Yeah. That's, I think, very critical in situations like these, because I mean, you don't know how to pronounce. They're not native to our tongue, right? So we're always like on the fence. Ka hai?
Yeah.
Valkyrie hai ke Valkyrie hai?
Exactly. Valkyrie. Ka hota hai? Valkyrie. Sorry. I'm sorry. Nobody's ever going to give me an audiobook to narrate. There are a lot of other great books on Storytel which we can't wait to get to. There's Gordon Ramsay's Humble Pie. And I mean, I'm just the thought of an audiobook
narrated by Gordon Ramsay, where he doesn't
written
say,
by him. Yeah.
Maybe he uses swear words, I don't know. That'll be like, oh my God.
I can't wait to get to this
Will he
book.
yell it out? I don't know.
I don't know. Then there is Carrie Fisher's Wishful Drinking, which I've read, which I love. And I heard a sample and it sounds exactly like Princess Leia in the new movies.
Okay.
Just like swearing and like laying into her life. And it's a great book. It's such a so funny. Oh my God, I had tears in my eyes. And the things that she's talking about are so dark. Like she's talking about depression, bipolar disorder, her finding out that drug dependency, alcoholism, finding out that the father of a child is gay. Like it's like really serious shit, but she talks about it in this like hilarious, like wry sense of humor. That book is excellent. I cannot wait to listen to it.
Wow, that is really awesome. So there you have it, guys. Like, these are some loaded recommendations of some amazing books out there. And you guys can actually subscribe to the Storytel app by using a very special code which is only exclusive to you guys from us, from Books on Toast. And if you use this link, it's called bit.ly/podstorytel. The link is in the description below as well. You get 30 days of free download time, which means that you can potentially listen to all books for free.
Yeah.
So it's like a free trial, and
even after the free trial ends, it's just $2.99 a month.
Yeah, which
for
is
unlimited
dirt cheap,
books.
man. That's not even the cost of a paperback. It's like insane.
I mean, if you only decide to tackle the books that we've told you today also, you will have plenty on your plate, and they have a superb collection of
Correct.
books.
So you've got like fact fiction, fantasy fiction, you've got self-help, you've got biographies, you've got some amazing stuff, and just pick up any and really listen to them. It's a gift when an author writes and narrates the same book to you. It's a gift, guys. Like, what more can you ask for?
You can't. Okay, share this video, comment and tell us what other audiobooks you've listened to narrated by authors, or if there are any that you want to listen to. And also subscribe to our channel, because we give you great videos like this one, even if I do say so myself, huh?
I agree with her, 100%.